Hello, welcome back. This is week two of building a ceiling calculator. It's just a weekly update, making content, marketing myself, and just showing the work I'm doing here in this project. If you're following, thank you for following. If you're not, if you see me for the first time, welcome to the journey. All right, so for this app, I'm going over these are the target people, the target audience, the people who I would hope one day would be a client or a customer or at least a user at some point. Just try it out. So drywall and acoustical contractors. I work for an acoustical contracting firm down in Tampa. This is a workflow that I do 100 times a year, 200 times a year. And it's fairly automatable. I don't know why we don't automate it. I'll probably be getting way more like sales at my job if this existed. So this is a product I would dog food and I'm just bringing it out in the world just to make sense. The target audience, drywall acoustical contractors, self-performing general contractors, and the people who sell the stuff, the sales rep, the distributors. So why I want the sales rep and the distributors so they can send this to the people who they're gonna sell, which will obviously be drywall and acoustical contractors. So if I could get a sales rep and they approve of this too and they'll be like, oh, this will literally help me quote faster. So literally help me, serve clients faster. This is accurate and it's good. If I get a nod from them, at least, this is a validation I have, like I said, at work. So I know people in the industry. I know people who I can sit down and show this to on a one-to-one level, and they would really appreciate doing something like this. Or they would tell me, "Hey, stop wasting your time." For back-end tech stack, I'll keep it really simple. I do know how to code, but not on like full stack SaaS type deal. So I'm keeping it as simple as I can with Bubble.io is a no code developer platform for front end, N10 for the workflows, the processing of data, and back end, and generation of any documents whatsoever. Right now, what I've built on N10 is just the split. Let's go to my N10 instance right here. So this is what I call a data pipeline. This is a data pipeline that just moves currently Armstrong ceilings to products, moves products from my spreadsheet database, which I have for all the products being offered, into the back end of the data of the application. So the spreadsheet database is just a compilation of all the items that are specified by different manufacturers. Right now, this only handles one of the major manufacturers in the acoustical space, acoustical ceilings, called Armstrong. Armstrong is one of the top. They are actually a publicly traded company, really huge. They have a long list of offerings, and architects like to default to them when specifying acoustical ceiling scope of works. So that's why I'm building this app against some of the most popular items like the Armstrong Fine Fissured, Armstrong Ultima, the Prelude Grade, the Superfine Grade, and Armstrong Optima. So those are the products that would be coming in from my spreadsheet into the Bubble database. And for the front end, I'm just gonna give you guys a look right here. This is bubble.io. If you watch my last video, you know what this is. It's a front end database. It's a full stack application, web application builder you can use to build full stack front end, back end, and integrated workflows, API calls, whatnot. You can do everything on bubble.io. They even do hosting. You can host, connect your domain and host. So yeah, that's just my tech stack. So things I've completed so far, status overview, the framework, for the data, how I want to structure the data in the app. I ended up splitting it out between ceiling components, suspension, the ceiling tile, and the perimeter, because perimeter is a big deal on acoustical projects. It could be anywhere from floating clouds to wall to wall installation. So that's a big deal to kind of split out to make sure you catch what exactly they want for that ceiling type. I'm building out the bill of material workflows. What you just saw on Bubble was a form where the user goes in and they start filling out a form by creating a project. Then they put what type of ceilings are on the project. And I'm going to add a button to specialty items for further down the line. And basically, once they click that, they go into a review. They look to make sure everything is right. And the app generates a bill of materials of what they need per the square foot of the takeoff and the total perimeter. So yeah, this is front end and deployment. So things I've done, like crazy enough, the name of the app is just Ceiling Calculator. And ceilingcalculator.com was still available as a domain. Nobody had bought it. Cheap, someone buys the domain. They're like, oh, this is a promising domain. con- contact this dude with his LinkedIn photo for a bid or something. Nah, it was just like, oh, this is available. I'm like, say less. I'm buying it. So I ripped it. I got the domain for literally $5. That's like the most easy investment ever. I think. I believe. I hope so. So this I think I've completed so far: the framework, ceiling type database, component split. This week, week three, what I'm hoping to present to you guys is the full front end form. I want to just show like a full workability of it, client submission workflow, and I also have my mentor. He's coming to take a look at it. I'm gonna just hash it up with him, see what he says about it. He's been selling this stuff for like 25 years. So if he gives a nod to it, yeah, then I know we're in the green. If he's like, don't waste your time, I'll probably go do something else. I have like 10 other ideas I know I could try out. For data structure, my risk is the data structure. Again, like I said, I'm using the backend for Bubble DB database. I don't like how the project is structured. I'm not a software engineer, so I'm just reading. I'm doing my best, doing my research. But I do believe due to the sheer amount of like products that can be offered, and when I mean sheer amount, I'm talking in the tens of thousands of products that can be offered. It's just like holy cow. Was what I'm building sustainable? So that's why if I could get validation on this, validation means someone actually paying monthly subscription on like a small sample set of products. Let's say if I do just Armstrong alone and I just do tile and grade, then I could go and just like validate this and say, oh, I paid. Like, look, I have 20 contractors here. They're willing to pay two, three, $400 a month for this item. This zero churn item. As long as they're in business, they're gonna be using this. I could go raise capital and whatnot, and actually, hire software engineers, full stack engineers who could actually use the modern tools of today and make it full scale application. So that's the hope plan. I don't know anyone out there who has any advice that could skip some of the ill things, oversights that I may have. I would appreciate. I appreciate anyone reaching out. I appreciate a like, follow, and comment. This is just a product under automatedconstruction.io. Automated Construction is just a group of contractors who come together and solve similar problems. If you can join my school group, www.school.com/automated construction. That would be great. Right there, I have hours from 6 to 8 every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm here. I answer questions on what I do at work and, relate with people on issues that come with the space of contracting. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.